I think we all know what happened. I just think we don't want to talk about it.
I smell a star.
How do you think it happened?
What does it look like?
Who are you trying to protect?
Myself.
Meanwhile,
And you're like, yeah, don't go there. Whatever.
Don't go there. What are you gonna do? Talk more gossip about me and say my husband doesn't have a job?
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today, we'll be looking at the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. This episode pissed me off because the whole runaround and all this BS that's keep going on is irritating. And y'all not about to play with my intelligence and play in my head about a black eye, but then want to beat around the bush. For what reason? And with all these production companies and all these shows that we watch, there's some footage that they could have caught. Like, we could have saw who came at that door. They're trying to keep everything hidden for what reason? I don't know. But regardless of the fact, y'all, like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Yeah, let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, wanted, securing the back.
All right, y'all, so basically we see everybody wakes up. Jen and Meredith basically meet each other in the hallway. They both look a sight. And they go to Heather's room, and Heather basically explains to them, like, you know, last night was really crazy. Jen's like, okay, like, you're scaring me. What's going on? Because she sent her like a very cryptic text. So she went over. She was like, yeah, girl, you know, a lot of stuff happened. She was like, what are you talking about? She pulls down her glasses.
What the?
It's a black eye, and her eye, it looked like someone just clocked in her face, and her eye swollen shut. She can't open her eye. It looks crazy. And they're like, yeah, you know, last night was so crazy, but, you know, we need to come up with some type of story or alibi because I don't feel like talking about it. I don't want to get nobody in trouble. She's using these words basically saying that someone did this to her. That's how she's basically coming across. Somebody did this to her, but she's like, I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I'm just trying to just basically, like, you know, sweep this under the rug. What can we say?
I don't want to get anyone in trouble, Jen, but that's why I need you to, like, help me figure out if someone wants to talk about what really happened last night. We need to cover stories.
I'm like, Jen, you the prime suspect, because you're not about to sit here and tell me that Meredith, Jen, and I think someone else went to Heather's room at 4:30 in the morning, and then they left. So it's just like, between this time, because it's still the morning time, like, who came to your room? So at the end of the show, she over here talking about, yeah, just make sure you're, you know, you don't answer the door for people, with suspicious knocks. I don't know. She's being very elusive, and it's becoming irritating. And I'm just like, girls, just say who was it, Whitney or was it Jen? Like, come on now, like, let's go. So Meredith comes in, and she's like, yeah, what's going on? She was like, yeah, you know, I just wanted to show you this. Bitch pulled down her glasses to Meredith. Meredith is visibly shocked, mouth gagged, just like, and she's just like, oh my God, how this happened? And then she was just like, oh yeah, you know, I think I did it to myself. She was like, no. You got scratches on your arm, scratches on your back. And she looking at Meredith like, yeah, I do. She's like, what happened? She was like, I just don't feel like talking about it. This is the theme throughout this whole episode. I don't feel like talking about it, but somebody obviously clocked in your face. And it's just irritating to me, very irritating. So we get to, like, the whole group meeting. I'm gonna be jumping around because, like I'm trying to say, I'm trying to get my thoughts together. I'm irritated. So we see the group scene, and all the girls are basically there, and they're basically talking about, like, what's the plans for today. Heather basically brings up, she's just like, yeah, you know, we all know what happened. No one wants to really talk about it, but last night a lot of stuff, it was crazy. A lot of stuff happened. She pulled her glasses down to them.
Well, I think we all know what happened. I just think we don't want to talk about it.
Wait, what happened? Oh my God.
Everybody is a gasp because they're like, oh my God, what happened? How could this happen? Ooh, all of this. And then they're like, okay, did somebody hit you? Did somebody do this? Then we cut to the producers asking, like, so what happened? She was like, how does this happen to you? She's in the confessional like, what does it look like? And I'm sitting here just like, what does it look like? Girl, it looked like you got beat the fuck up, and you over here talking about, oh, you know, nothing really happened. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to get nobody in trouble.
I don't want to talk about it. We don't know.
Lisa said, she said, okay, so is this like short-term memory loss? You don't want to talk about it, or nothing happened, but you just said that we all know what happened. Nobody wants to talk about it. So she was like, so what's going on? Like, is it not clicking or is it clicking? Like,
Did you get some short-term memory loss with that black eye? Well, I think we all know what happened. I just think we don't want to talk about it.
everybody gets up and basically goes like, what is it, like motor kart driving. Lisa's in the car with Heather, and this was funny because Lisa talks about herself 24/7, a little bit self-absorbed, and that's what Heather was like, yeah, I'm going with Lisa because she's gonna talk about her family, she's gonna talk about her job, she's gonna talk about herself, she's gonna talk about everything but this black guy. And that's exactly what Lisa did. But you know, all the girls basically break apart, and Dana, Heather, and Whitney, they all go to the beach and get ice cream. All the other girls, Jen, Meredith, Heather, and Angie went to somewhere in the garden. So they basically talk about the black eye and just like, yeah, it looked like somebody hit her, but she's not trying to say. And Whitney's like, to be honest, I just put it on Jen. Like, are you not saying anything because, you know, she has a court case coming up? Are you not saying anything to protect her? Like, what's the reason? Like, why aren't you saying anything? Because this is very serious, and for you just to negate everything that's happening is just weird.
Honestly, if someone hit her, I would think it was Jen.
Everybody agrees. I thought it was Jen or Whitney. Me and that Whitney didn't go to her room. Maybe it was Jen. But that would be the plausible thing. Like, you're trying to protect Jen from, you know, looking even worse on the show by clocking in the face and physical assault. Because I feel like there's no reason for her not to say. If it was Lisa, she would have dragged Lisa. If it was Meredith, she would have dragged Meredith. If it was in the New Girls, she would have dragged it. So for her to basically, I feel like the only tie that Heather has was to Jen, because she already got physical with Whitney twice. So I'm like, I feel like it was Jen, but that's allegedly, right? So Dana basically brings up, you know, the SEC filing that Lisa has, and
Vita was crowdfunding. There was something about the SEC. And by the way,
she was like, yeah, you know, I went to Meredith's house and they were just talking about this, and I just thought it was very important that, you know, people are speaking about your business, saying that, you know, you can't basically afford to run your business, and, you know, you're crowdfunding this, that, and the third. And I thought it was funny for Jen to comment on someone crowdfunding. I mean, like, regardless of the fact, I don't know if it sounds legal. It sounds like it's legal. And basically she's doing SEC filing just to basically show proof and be very transparent of where this money come from, how this money is being spent. I don't see, maybe it's just a weird way to get sponsors or whatever. I don't know. I don't have a business, but I feel like it's very transparent. So, I mean, and it's for, I don't know if it's for her husband or it was for her son.
It's CA crowdfunding, $25K to $107,000 in crowd note.
I guess it was for her husband or her son. Wait, which one's Jack? I think we're just gonna say it's for her husband. So it's not for Vita Tequila. Cause I know, I was like, yeah, I seen Vita before too. But so they basically bring up the whole filing thing. We jump over to Jen and all of them, like, yeah, you know, she's over here saying she's the richest girl. They're in the Sprinter. Like, she's the richest girl, and how she's the richest girl, she over here talk about the that she got a crowdfund. I never know somebody to crowdfund. When I say they are dragging it.
And who generally does crowdfunding and an SEC filing? Crowdfunding is for normally new companies. So it's a small company.
They're dragging it, and I'm just like, it's so funny that it's like Lisa said, like, I'm constantly on your mind. Like, why are you so obsessed with me? Like, at the end of the day, like, what's the tea? What's going on? So, like, Angie K brought it up. So, like, okay, so the SEC filing, tell me what's that about? So she brought that up. Everybody and their mom just started giving their 2 cents. Meredith had something to say. Jen was over here looking it up online. Heather had something to say. And I mean, to be honest, the only person that really should have been mad in the situation was Meredith. But to Lisa's point, I had one moment that I talked about you, that we've seen, that I talked about you out of anger. You're sitting up here, coming up here on the show, constantly berating her marriage, her family, her business, and it's just like a constant barrage where I just feel like, as Sutton would say, let the mouse go, you know? So they go to dinner, and Angie K goes upstairs while Lisa's getting ready. And first of all, nobody looked like the god. Nobody looked like anything, any type of goddess. Angie K did look nice. Jen looked a fool. Heather looked a fool. Whitney looked really good. Lisa looked good, but she wasn't theme. She's talking about she's hell of mature. Girl, Lisa could, if Lisa said, you know, I was Hela from Thor, okay, I can get that one. But Lisa's outfit was really cute. So I think the best dress of the night was Whitney, Lisa, and Angie K. They all look great. But basically, Angie K told them about the whole situation. Like, yeah, you know, they're talking about your business. I just felt like as a friend, I should bring it up. But my whole thing with Angie K is like, if you felt that way and you felt so strong that you wanted to tell Lisa about what they're saying, instead of being messy and running back to Lisa, why don't you say something in the van?
Oh, just so I understand a little bit more about this SEC filing. I still don't even understand what the hell this crowdfunding thing is.
And instead of just sitting there collecting information. I mean, I get that that's what people do, but I'm like, if you're such a friend to Lisa, why didn't you just say something then? Just like, well, you know, I don't feel comfortable with us, you know, talking about her when she's not here. You know, we should just wait for her to say this to her face. But you went along with everything, sat there, entertained, ate the popcorn, got all the information, and then ran it back to Lisa. But, you know, Lisa didn't see it that way. She was just like, you know what, cool, thank you for letting me know. Now I can go to this dinner on guard. So everybody go to the dinner. Like I said, everybody looked the site. They said they were on theme, but not really on theme. So, you know, they sit down, eat the food. Angie K gets brought out. Somebody said on Twitter, like, this is Angie K's ritual for taking Jen Snowflake. At the end of the day, they all sit down, and you can see that Lisa is very much on one. She's very like tense, and you know, she's making little subtle jabs, and you know, so Whitney pops it off and just like, so who was talking about Lisa's SEC filing? Like, I want to know, was it everybody or was it just a particular person?
Who talked about an SEC filing about Lisa? Who brought that up? Everybody's so worried that I have an SEC filing.
And Lisa was just like, why is it, she's like, why are y'all so concerned about my business and everything I have going on, and basically trying to constantly berate me and put me down? And she looks at Meredith. Meredith was like, you know, I had something to say, but I wasn't over here just like constantly bringing it up.
Did you talk about me and my businesses?
I really haven't talked about it other than in passing.
She's like, you know, it was a rumor, it was out there, I spoke on it. So Lisa was really doing her big one. I was just like, ooh.
Don't go there. Whatever. Don't go there. What are you gonna do? Talk more gossip about me and say my husband doesn't have a job?
Like when Lisa, cause Meredith was like, yeah, you know, you talked about my family. You put at risk 40,000 employees, and that is da 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 da.
And you endangered the livelihood of his 4,000 employees. That is reckless.
And to be honest, Meredith, I get that you're doing your big one and you had all that, and you know, she risked all this with your husband's business. But to be honest, she made a comment out of anger. It didn't really affect your husband's business, and I mean, I don't think Lisa cared, or I even care. I was just like, she said what she said, and that's just what it was. Like, and then they talk about the whole mental health thing, and she was like, and you over here said that I said that you had mental health issues. I would never. That's disgusting. Lisa's over here like, oh, I would never. Just start mocking her. It was so funny because nobody really goes at Meredith like that. Like, nobody really goes toe to toe with Meredith. You know, Meredith says what she says, and it's dropped. Like last episode, how Whitney and Meredith went at it, but you know, it quickly got dropped. So when Lisa over here just going at Meredith, and to be honest, I'ma say this, I feel like Lisa ate Meredith up in this situation, but you know, it is what it is.
In a good place with your friends, you don't start trying to find holes in your lifestyle. You don't do that. Intent. You're a lawyer.
But the whole situation got flipped a little bit on Dana and Angie K by Heather.
Even lost in translation. Did she come home from our bus ride and like download it all to you, and now that's why you're so pissed? Thank you very much, Angie K.
Ever since last episode, I've been looking at Angie K weird, because you have been saying a lot of stuff in your confessionals basically about Jen, but to her face you've been playing nice. That's fake, and I don't like that. I don't like people that like play nice in someone's face but really have disdain towards someone. Like, there's people around me, even the people that live in this apartment building, child, that I can't stand. I'm not about to sit here and say, hey girl, how you doing? Oh my God, hi. Ooh, da, 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 da. I don't know. I'm not doing all of that because we not cool. So it's just weird. But that was towards the end of the episode, and like I said, Heather brings up again about the whole black guy. Everybody wants to know what's going on with it. She's like, I don't feel comfortable talking about it, but we all know what happened, and that's just that. The producer's talking about, well, who are you trying to protect? Talk about, I'm trying to protect myself. I'm just gonna say this one time and just let this be off the record. The episode's done. Being that Jen's not coming to this reunion, I don't know what they're going to do. The season has been, out of 10, of 1 to 10, so far an 8. This has been a good season. So I'm not even mad at that. I don't know what they're going to do because Jen has been the focal point of so much. And like I said, I don't know if without Jen and Mary, I don't know if this cast is strong enough to stand without those two ladies. Jen, unfortunately, she's going to be gone. That's just a fact. Prayers, love, and light. Namaste. Mary, hopefully Mary can come back. And that would basically leave 6 other positions open. So for me, if I had to pick for season 4 who is coming back, I would definitely say Meredith, Lisa, Whitney, Heather, Mary. I would add 2 more people on, and that would be Angie K and Dana. Angie H, I'm so sorry, but you just haven't gotten that much camera time, and the camera time that you have had, your husband is messy, you are thirsty, and I just feel like at this point I don't need that much from her. Like, she hasn't gave me opulence. She hasn't gave me like, I think the only one close to it has been Angie K, which this episode when she gifted all the girls with necklaces, I feel like I saw Jen seething. But y'all, let me know, who do you guys think should come back on season 4? I actually want Mary to come back, and I want them to introduce another black lady. I thought there was a black lady basically testing on the show. I'm gonna send a picture in here if I can find it. But yeah, I want to have a little bit more color, a little bit more diversity. I like that they introduced Dana. I feel like out of everyone, I feel like Dana's one of my favorites. I just want her to find her voice and really find her footing within the group, because I feel like she's still walking on eggshells, but she still has, said things and still have inserted herself. She's done a little bit better for a newcomer. So we'll see what happens, y'all. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.